My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I am currently in Tupelo, Mississippi. I am still under attack by Scientology. Right now they are assaulting my liver with a worm. So these people are driving worms through my body. They're using these worms as a weapon. So these are remote controlled. These are remote controlled worms. Big worms with teeth. They also force me to hear their voices and to see them. They have installed an internal phone service. It allows communication with other humans on Earth. It allows us to speak to each other using internal thoughts or an internal voice. And it allows us to see each other in a digital landscape, so they have avatars. And it also allows us to see their person. So they're using this phone service to harass me. They constantly harass me and threaten me. They give me death threats. They are premeditating my death. And they are also doing this to my pets and other family members and other people. So it's been about a week since I made a video. Over this past week, they have removed more brain tissue. They have harassed me badly. They have shown them murder my animals, torture to death on my phone service. Oh, they are. So there's an entanglement property between our third dimension and extra dimensional biologies. Humans have extra dimensions. They have removed most of my extra dimensional biology, and I am still in that biology. From our third dimensional perspective, if you lose an extra dimensional body part, no matter where it goes in the universe, you are still in that body part. It's entangled. You still have to experience it. They use this entanglement property as part of their hive mind technology. They can remove brain tissue, take it to a compound on Earth, and store this body part in a storage system that is also a computer. They interface this brain tissue to a computer system. This is part of their hive mind technology, telepathy, this internal phone service that I speak about. I have to report criminal activity at the moment. So for a detailed explanation of of the extra dimensions and Scientology, see my other videos. Scientology's criminal behavior number 2 is a good one to watch. Yes, they are assaulting my liver at the moment. They do things like this to me constantly. They like to assault my vitals and my brain tissue, my liver, my eyes, my organs. Yes, they have removed a few worms and devices, torture devices, over the past week. Yes, but it's been hell. This is Scientology, please stop. They damaged my liver today. It's another way to torture me. They also make me defecate. So they have these devices or sensors on my digestion. They make me pee and defecate, use the bathroom. They can make me gag and throw up. I am on life support. I got bad sick. They removed most of my extra dimensional brain tissue. Because of this entanglement property, they can take it to a remote location and torture me with it. It's like a voodoo doll. They can use it as a torture device. They like to do things like stick foreign objects inside of it, cause me pain, and then drop it down a hole or lock it out of entropy is what they call it. They can put a hole in space-time and put your body parts out of this hole so nobody else can get to it. Makes it hard to get to. So they're damaging my liver. So Scientology uses this technology on the public. They have taken over the world. If you have any kind of influence, authority, or power, or if you're just someone they are attracted to, they may force you to assimilate. They force us into a hive mind and make us hear their voices. And they take possession of our extra-dimensional body parts to control us. For personal and monetary gain. They have done this to countless people in our society. Business owners, marketing companies, media companies, social media, internet companies, tech companies, big business, the government, Congress, government agencies, the Department of Justice, the CIA, the military, the FBI. There are Scientologists working for all of these institutions. And they are not beholden to the government or to the people. They are beholden to the Scientology community. Scientology found me on social media. I was a political activist and also an author. I write and create, come up with new ideas. I inspired a lot of people. A lot of people were attracted to me, and I gained a lot of influence. A lot of people listened to me and followed me. So I got forced to assimilate. One day I started hearing voices. It became apparent that the public was invading my privacy. Fast Company and people like them, internet companies and social media marketing companies, they were the first to assimilate me or use technology on me. They made first contact. And I told them to get away from me. I did not accept their advances. Invasion of privacy, control. They tried to control me. So then the government came, and they used hive mind technology on me. I think they removed brain tissue or installed devices, but they made contact. They explained that they had found a device in my body. They also held a hearing in my name, court case, to determine my mental status, to give them the authority to use surveillance techniques. It's still against the law. Using hive mind technology or Scientology's tech as surveillance is highly invasive. It causes brain damage and organ damage. It makes us sick. And it also allows the public to invade your privacy. The public uses the same technology the government does. It's on the same frequency. It is the same technology. So there is a Scientology community, a hive mind in the U.S. that entails the government and the civilian population. Civilians are also involved in doing this to me. So I became a lucrative investment or a commodity. They started to sell seats to my phone service to other people as entertainment. So they could watch me write and create and think, process information, do philosophy, study the sciences, write my books, and watch me work. People enjoyed this. It was their entertainment. They started stealing my intellectual property. So I am part native. I am a Native American and European hybrid author. I write. I wrote Crazy Bird comics. That's my name. My Native American name is Zinkala Witko, or Crazy Bird. That means the thunder beings or the upper dimensional beings have gone crazy. That's what it means. So I wrote Crazy Bird Comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency or Environmental Control Agency. I wrote Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars. I wrote Alien Bob, Bug Bob, Space Bob, Biology Bob, Jewelcraft, and several other stories. I've been writing the Crazy Bird story for over a decade. I learned how to write at a young age. My mother is also an author. She writes a lot. And I had good teachers in school. They required me to write short stories and read books and essays and things like that. And I became attracted to literature, writing. I love to read and write. And I studied the sciences. They're trying to kill me and my family and take my intellectual property in some kind of religious zealotism, some kind of religious martyrdom practice. So this event has created Christianity from my perspective. Dead people and aliens, they can see time simultaneously. They can interact with the universe in a manner in which time is simultaneous. That means in this very moment, they can interact with the past. They can go back in time and modify the past in this very moment. And they can also modify the future in this very moment because time is actually simultaneous in certain parts of the universe. So in this moment, they are going back in time and turning my father into a surrogate. So they can use him to give me the name Christopher. So they can sell this event to the Christian community and to the rest of society as a Christian martyrdom. I am Saint Christopher. I have knowledge of the afterlife and the gods. They are in my presence nonstop, 24/7. But they are criminal. They hurt people and take what they want from people. This is Scientology. They're actually not gods. They are human beings on earth that have been in Scientology the longest. So the longer you are practicing Scientology, the longer your upper dimensions are in outer space, the bigger they get. They expand at a greater rate than we do in the third dimension. They become big compared to us. Yeah, in this very moment, Christianity is being created. Ancient people are hearing voices in the sky, seeing some big white guy up there talking about the afterlife and heaven, and they start talking about this Christ that's going to get martyred. Christ is coming, and it's a martyrdom. In this very moment, Christianity is happening because Scientology exists. They created Christianity to try to get away with murder, torture, and theft of not just me, of other people. Scientology has become an extremely criminal enterprise. First off, they exploit people. They force people into assimilation so they can control their behavior for personal and monetary gain. Big business, marketing companies, social media, and the government, they do this en masse. Everybody who is anybody is probably forced into Scientology, which is not actually a religion. It is a medical field of practice. It's a science. They kidnap people on the regular. They traffic humans, both for sexual purposes and for organ donations. So that the practice of Scientology requires other people's body parts. As you are making your upper dimensional organism, you have to utilize organs and tissues from other humans and other species in an attempt to make yourselves whole and function better. They use organs and tissues from other humans and other species such as reptiles, lizards, and insects and worms. They make various alien forms There are the blues, the bloods, or the blues, the grays, and the greens. There are horsehead people. They use lizard body parts to make lizard people. They use insect or bug body parts to make bug people, or the insectoids. And they use worm body parts to make worm people. And they also use worms as surgical instruments and for other practices, such as filling voids and things of this manner. Yes, they make worm gods. Some of the biggest organisms in the universe are utilizing worm biology. Yes, Scientology. So I've witnessed these people do this to other people. So they're trying to come up with some false narrative in which says this is my fault, that I've done something wrong, to somehow justify their criminal behavior towards me. But it's false or menial. They're trying to use everything they can to try to justify their criminal behavior towards me. It's entrapment. Coercion. And I never hurt anybody. It's all menial drug use, drug charges, which I have paid my debt to society for. I have been caught for menial drug charges, menial possession charges. I did my time, paid all my fines, and that is a long time ago, several years ago. Hanging out with locals. I moved to a different state because of these people, where drug use was more rampant. People lived closer together, and I found some friends, and they were using too, but the police presence up there is bad. They shake people down constantly. Yes. Scientology forced me to assimilate. Then the government came. I have government contacts. So the government wants to change the narrative a little bit. They want to try to use definitions or use technologies in which the third dimensional humans can understand to get a case going or try to help me. That's what their advice was. So we can call this, they're using some kind of third dimensional technology to drive these worms and to make me hear voices. So these Scientologists are evil. They torture people. Torture, rape, and murder is rampant among these people. So they like sending people to hell is what they call it, which is they will torture you in the afterlife for long periods of time. When they practice this, they try to make it last as long as possible or set it up in such a way in which you can't come back from. So you'll suffer for eternity or until something blows up, something gives out. They have done this to me, my family, my animals, and they assault us on a regular basis. I have third dimensional parasites, yes I do. I have several. I also have a lot of extra dimensional parasites and foreign objects and devices. Lizard people. That's what humans know. So Scientology came to us in the 60s, the 50s and 60s. And ever since then, humans have been having these experiences with aliens. Most of the time in their sleep. So they have dreams of out-of-body experiences and extra-dimensional organisms or aliens, seeing aliens. They have these episodes where they wake up somewhere far from where they blacked out from, far from their house, not knowing how they got there, missing time, not knowing what happened, which can be explained by surrogate making. And they claim that these beings communicate with them telepathically. So this is an internal phone service they're using to communicate with these people. They do have UFOs in the upper dimension, but they are not utilized a lot. We can fly after death. So dead people and aliens can fly through outer space. We have no use for a UFO or spacecraft. We are designed to survive in outer space, and it is a harsh and extreme environment. Okay, so human DNA, or the human genome, it produces an 11-dimensional organism. It is a ghastly or ghostly looking creature with a big head, big torsos. We have short arms and big hands. We have a head covering that has 2 horns that point straight up. We have extra dimensional organs and tissues, such as soul tubes and Anunnaki organs and extra glands and tissues. We are magical. We can move material around or matter around with our mind. By looking at an object, we can move it around. Telekinesis. We have telekinesis in death. We are Anunnaki. That is our bloodline. That is what the human genome produces. So Scientologists remove this Anunnaki from themselves. They cut it off while they are still alive. And then they like to modify it so you can get several biologies out of this Anunnaki. So our biologies present themselves in layers. So first there's 1 through 3, which creates a biology. And then as the energy expands through the next 3 dimensions, it creates a layer on top of that biology. And then it expands into the next 3 dimensions and it creates another layer, and so on and so forth. And you wind up with 4 layers of 3 dimensions each. Scientologists like to separate these layers off of themselves, remove these layers from themselves. And that is why they utilize organs and tissues from other humans and other species, donor organs. They try to make themselves whole in every dimension. I don't know why they do this, but they do. Some people do. And blue bloods, blue aliens are more whole than the rest of the forms. So blues, they usually remove their inverse or their dark matter particles, which I forgot to explain. There's also this dark matter or dark energy in the universe that is attached to us. We can't see it, but it's there. It is an extra particle, or it's there. It's a dark energy or dark matter which is attached to us. You get to see this and experience this in the afterlife. Blue blood aliens, yeah. Most of the biggest ones are blue bloods, probably. I don't know who's the biggest. I've seen probably the biggest ones in the universe. Then there's the ancient Anunnakis, Enoch, Enu, or whoever. So the only one that they talk about is Enoch, which he is a surrogate. They claim he's still in that biology, but he was created as a surrogate. So because these Scientologists can go back in time, they went back in time several thousand years and created surrogates out of the ancient people. They chose an ancient person and turned them into Anunnakis. So now when we get back thousands of years later, when these people actually exist, they take this surrogate or take this biology and turn it into a surrogate. It's their surrogates. Now he's big. He's been dead for thousands of years. His biology has grown to massive proportions. They say Enoch is the biggest, and he actually exists. Or there is a biology up there in Anunnaki they call Enoch. But these people are identity thieves. They take people's names and personas. I guess from their practice from surrogate making, stealing lives, they actually take on the life of the person they are kidnapping or assimilating or turning into a surrogate. So it's become rampant where these people claim to be other people. Now I got me an Enoch. I got me a Barack Obama. He's very popular up there. Bill Gates is popular. Mark Zuckerberg is popular. These people are Scientologists, or someone has stole their biologies as surrogates. They are premeditating my death and the death of my loved ones. and the theft of my intellectual property. They got to watch me write and create. That's the reason why I was assimilated in the first place. People enjoyed it, and I gained a lot of influence. I did have a stress disorder, so my father is a surrogate. They used him to name me Christopher. He is extremely abusive, bad. He's abused my entire family, physically and verbally, my entire life. It gave me a stress disorder. So I have seek medical attention, but I'm poor. I'm broke right now. They won't let me work. I have to be able to leave or run or move at any time. I can't be confined. I got fired for medical reasons. Was in the hospital too long. Went to the hospital too many times. I have prescriptions for antiparasitics, but I can't afford them yet. I'm working on it. Which I don't know if it's going to help me or not. I've done research on parasites, and when they become full grown, which some of mine have, they become hard to kill with antiparasitics. They usually require surgery. Yes, a lot of the entertainment professionals also are practicing Scientology. They're becoming aliens. Scientology is growing bigger and bigger every day. And now not only do these people that become assimilated practice Scientology, but also their family and their kids and their friends are also being assimilated. It's like a drug. They want to do it with somebody else. They want to do it together. Because it does. This technology has a narcotic-like effect upon the user. It comes with artificial stimulation, which stimulates our glands, our endocrine system, our hormone levels, elevates hormone levels. It also stimulates neurochemical metabolism. It elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It is extremely narcotic for the user. It has also caused some bad psychology and behavior within these people. It is causing psychosis and delusions. They are extremely irritable, extremely offended, and they become violent easily. They are jealous, petty, greedy. There's toxic masculinity is rampant. Toxic masculinity is rampant. They are sociopaths. They have lost empathy because of their practice with Scientology. So Scientology is literally the act of removing body parts from organisms. It is extremely harmful. And they have become conditioned to do this. It is their employment and their hobby. It is their way of life. And they use Scientology, harming other organisms, as a means to achieve their goals. And they have forced this upon society. Yes, Scientology got them another one. I have watched them do this to other people too. Usually turns into torture to death. Now they want to get off the hook and make it work for this one. So they're using the sands of time or the ability to control the past and the future to try to get away with it. Yes, my intellectual property talks about saving the world. So I study sciences. This includes economics and socialism, anthropology, and I want to try to make the world a better place. So that's what my intellectual property does. I have explained my intellectual property in detail in other videos. They are here at my location at this very moment, setting up on me, doing horrible things to me. Now I'm getting victim shamed. They're saying I've done something wrong I smoked a cigarette, so you're going to kill me? That's against the law. I'm a human being. I have a right to smoke. They do this even when I don't smoke. That's why I continue to do so. I have quit smoking several times. I do it a lot. And they still attack me. They have an agenda or a goal they want to achieve, which is some kind of funny death and a bad afterlife. They want to torture me to death and send me to hell, and it's going to be their entertainment. And a bunch of people are watching. Yes, these people are stupid. They have lost touch with reality. They are extremely delusional. They think they are God. So whenever I try to argue my point, or argue with him what he's doing is wrong, he comes to the conclusion that he's God, and he can do this to anybody he wants to, and nobody can stop him, that he is above the law. This is a human on earth doing this. He just has a big remote control alien. That's it. He is practicing Scientology. Anybody can practice Scientology and play God on other people, because you can't see them. And they can do horrible things to people. Please stop.